Tonight, we take you on a journey through 5 of the most haunted hotels in the world, each with a dark past, each with lingering spirits, and at the end, we'll reveal the most haunted hotel in America. Would you dare to stay the night? High in the Colorado mountains sits the Stanley Hotel, a place where nightmares take form. Built in 1909, the Stanley was supposed to be a luxurious retreat for the wealthy. Instead, it became one of the most haunted places in America. A place so terrifying, it inspired Stephen King's The Shining. King and his wife stayed here alone in room 217 one night. The hotel was empty for the season, silent, lifeless. That night, King had a horrifying dream. His young son was running down the hallway, screaming, being chased by something inhuman. King woke up gasping for air. The room was freezing. He sat in bed, staring at the door, heart pounding. To this day, King has said the feeling of being watched in that room never left him. And that's when he began writing The Shining. But King isn't the only one who has experienced something here. One couple staying in room 217 woke up in the middle of the night to find every single drawer in their room open. Not just open, pulled out neatly, perfectly aligned. The bathroom door, wide open, and their shoes lined up at the foot of the bed, like someone had placed them there. They left before sunrise. Hollywood is a place where dreams are made and ghosts linger. And no hotel is more haunted than the Hollywood Roosevelt in Los Angeles, California. This legendary hotel has been home to movie stars, musicians, and spirits who refuse to leave. The most famous? Marilyn Monroe. She lived here in Suite 1200, and many guests have seen a shadowy figure in the mirror. A woman in a white dress, blonde hair cascading over her shoulder. One woman was getting ready for bed, fixing her hair in the suite's famous mirror. She glanced at her reflection, and she saw another face. A blonde woman smiling faintly, but something was wrong. The smile was too wide, too knowing. When she turned, there was no one behind her, but the reflection was still smiling back at her. Would you stay the night? Boston is one of America's oldest cities, steeped in centuries of history, and some history never dies. The Omni Parker House has been standing since 1855, but what lurks inside is far older. The 10th floor is the most active. Guests who stay here have reported lights flickering for no reason, doors opening on their own, and a shadowy figure standing at the foot of their bed. Those who have seen him describe a bearded man in an old-fashioned suit, watching, waiting. A man staying on the 10th floor woke up at 3 a.m. to the sound of whispers. Soft at first, then closer. When he sat up in bed, he saw a figure standing in the corner of the room, staring at him. Not moving, not blinking, just watching. He blinked, and the figure was gone. But when he turned on the light, the closet door was wide open. Would you sleep in a room where something watches from the darkness? Not all haunted hotels started as hotels. Some have a much darker past. The Emily Morgan Hotel in San Antonio, Texas, was once a hospital, complete with a psychiatric ward, a surgery floor, and a morgue. And the spirits of those who never left still linger. The 7th, 9th, and 14th floors were once critical care units. places where many patients took their last breath. One guest staying on the 9th floor ordered room service. She left her tray outside her door and went to sleep. At 2:37 a.m., she woke up to the sound of clinking plates. When she opened the door, the tray was back inside the room, with a single fork standing upright in the center of the plate. Would you check in? And if you did, do you think you'd ever check out? Some hotels have ghost stories. This one has a body count. Welcome to the Crescent Hotel, located in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Widely known as the most haunted hotel in America, its history isn't just haunted, it's horrifying. A place of false hope and death. In 1937, a man named Norman Baker bought the Crescent Hotel. He wasn't a doctor. He had no medical experience. But that didn't stop him from turning this place into a hospital, a place where he promised to cure cancer. The patients? They were desperate. They came from all over the country, believing Baker had the cure. But there was no cure. His treatments were fake. Patients suffered. They got weaker. They died. And their bodies. Some were taken away. Some never left. Baker's miracle hospital was a lie built on suffering. And today, many believe that suffering still lingers inside the walls. The spirits that never checked out. The Crescent Hotel is now a luxury getaway, but those who stay here aren't always alone. Guests report shadows moving on their own in the hallways, doors slamming shut in empty rooms, sudden freezing air on warm summer nights. And then there's room 218. The room so haunted guests refused to stay inside. It belonged to a man who fell to his death during the hotel's construction. People staying there wake up with scratches on their arms, feel unseen hands gripping them in the night, and some say they hear screaming coming from the walls. Screams that never stop. One of the most disturbing parts of the Crescent Hotel, the basement. It used to be the hospital morgue, the place where Baker stored bodies before disposing of them. One guest on a ghost tour dared to go inside, alone. The moment she stepped in, she said the air got thick. She felt something pressing down on her chest. Then she saw it, a dark figure standing in the corner, watching her. It didn't move. It didn't blink. It just waited. And when she turned to run, she heard something whisper, "Stay. Would you?" Would you dare to check in, knowing you might never leave? Some hotels are meant for travelers. Others, they're waiting for something or someone. Even when you check out, do you really leave? These places don't just hold history, they hold memories, echoes of those who never got to leave. Some spirits are restless, some are angry, and some, they don't even know they're dead. Maybe that's why their footsteps still sound in the hallways, why mirrors still hold reflections that don't belong, and why guests, real, living guests, wake up with the feeling that something is watching. Would you spend the night in any of these haunted hotels? Would you even make it until morning? Tell us your ghost story in the comments. Have you ever seen something you couldn't explain? Subscribe for more eerie mysteries, haunted locations, and unsettling stories. Because sometimes the most terrifying places aren't abandoned. They're still open, and they're waiting. A strange thought, isn't it?